I think
you can ask me anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Baptist, you're here in the screening in the Cosmic Cinema, and the screening is totally full. Even we couldn't sit. Yeah, amazing movie. We have seen it before, and that's why we nominated it. What was the journey to this movie?
It was a long and difficult journey. It took me 5 years to produce it, and of course I did it with a big team. I couldn't have done it alone. And it was really, I think, ultimately, what I've learned is that the heart is about resilience. The heart is about doing what you want from the core of your being. What I've learned is that if you want something and it really comes from your heart, when it gets really tough and really challenging, and you really want it from here, then you don't give up. Because you do what you love, you do what you're supposed to do, you fulfill the calling of your soul, and you're listening to the whisper of your soul in your heart. Yeah.
Would you say you are living from your heart now?
It put me in a situation where I was really forced to go with my intuition, because I didn't have the knowledge and the experience and the right people around me in the beginning. So every time I was forced to go with my heart and with my intuition. So it really has been a journey and a training into following my heart. Yeah. So it's been a great schooling for me. So now I trust my heart much more. And what I've learned, because people ask me a lot of time, yeah, what's the difference between the mind and the heart? And I think, you know, the best way to explain it is like this. If you're on a boat on a river, from the perspective of the mind, you can only see the next bend, the next turn on the river. But from the perspective of the heart, you can see the whole journey from source to sea. So the heart has a much bigger, higher perspective on everything. And of course, our biggest task and our biggest challenge is to learn to trust the heart. And the question is, of course, how do we do it? And we can only do it through experimenting. And this film production has been my experiment in learning to trust the heart.
My name is Maya Angelou, and I believe that the heart is the most forceful, impactful element in our lives.
I've, of course, interviewed all those wonderful people that follow the heart, and what I've learned is that they have a good balance, actually. The balance between the mind and the heart. So the heart is the master and the mind is the servant, but they use their mind more. I think if you start to live from the heart, you have to use your mind more and more and more and more, and your mind has to work more.
That's interesting.
Yeah. If mind and heart are in balance, you will see that people have a twinkling in their eyes. They're more present. Eckhart Tolle is a good example of it. When I was with him 2 days to interview him, I just felt his presence. I saw the aliveness in his eyes. So I think generally you can say those people are more present, they're more calm, and they're more aligned with their heart. And so you can see it. And mind you, not all the time. They said, sometimes I'm grumpy, sometimes I'm fearful, sometimes I'm angry. But the thing is not to deny it, but to accept it and to be okay with it. Because that's the heart. The heart accepts everything and embraces everything. It's sometimes just the picture that we have of what it is supposed to be. Oh, someone who's in the heart is like this all the time. No, that's fake.
I am a person who has a lot of fear. Every time that I have to write a new book, would I be able to share my soul?
We did an experiment and we actually discovered something quite remarkable. The heart seems to be connected to a type of intuition that is not bound by the limits of time and space. But what is that source of intuition, and how can we learn to tap into more of that?
Yeah, and that's the next question I want to ask you. You're now touring your movies all around the world. It's really amazing. And you're touring from one city to another. Yeah, we talked before also. I said to you, okay, how do you manage that?
Well, I sometimes do interviews and then ask me, how do you feel? And I say, I'm tired.
Sorry.
I want to go home. So sometimes I don't manage, sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I wake up in a hotel and I don't know where I am. But Deepak said, you know, you have to be able to do it anywhere. Deepak lives in New York right now, New York City. I think personally that it's okay if you're not there all the time, but I try to be. When I'm sitting in an airplane, and I'm flying, then I really focus on gratitude. Mark Nepo says in the movie, a fish cannot drown in water, a bird cannot fall from the sky, each creature must find their own God-given element. And he says it's easy for fish and it's easy for birds because they know their element. But for us human beings it's not so easy, because when we are born we don't get the manual, you are supposed to be a singer and you are supposed to be a doctor and you are supposed to be a journalist. We don't get the manual. And we try to find our way because of our education through thinking. Okay, I'm going to think my way to what I'm supposed to be in life. But our thinking is very limited, and I think we cannot find the answers through thinking of why we are here and what we're supposed to do. And I believe that if we listen to the whisper of our heart, if we honor that calling, because the heart is always whispering to us, and we open our heart, then our purpose will find us. So we cannot find our purpose finds us when we come into our hearts.
The heart is the only thing we can trust.
Und wenn wir dich schon hier haben, guck mal, das ist der Oscar aus Deutschland. Ne? Ein Engel, ganz fein. That's our award. Yeah, get in touch with it, feel it with your heart.
Do you have another project now?
Are we still in the interview or? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Not really, but
no, I have. So right now I'll be.
I'm on, yeah.
Okay, well we'll see. I mean, you're just gonna cut
we
anyway.
Cut it perfectly.
Yeah, I trust you guys. So I have some ideas, but I'm not sure what it's gonna be.
So we see us latest 2017. I'm curious, and it's a wonderful movie, and we are so happy that you're here.
Well,
thank you very much.
Dunja, I really want to thank you for the invitation. It's a privilege and an honor to be here, and I love to be in Munich. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Danke.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.